What's up, guys? What's going on? I figured I'd come on here and just kind of talk with you guys a little bit on the latest kind of news on these professional leagues coming back and us getting sports back. We've seen some ups and downs over the last couple of days. Some good news and kind of some concerning. So let's kind of run through that. And let's talk about it. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts in the comments, so feel free to drop what you guys think down in the comment section of this video. And let's see if we can talk about some stuff. So we will jump right into it. So the NHL looks like they will more than likely be coming back. They have finalized their return to play safety protocols. And they've decided on their two hub cities, which is Toronto and Edmonton. And we are basically waiting on the finer details of the CBA to be ironed out, and then a schedule to be made. But outside of that, it looks like hockey's going to be coming back. So that's a plus. And they've handled this pretty good. They have waited. They've been patient. They seem to have handled this thing pretty good. So once again, we haven't heard an official statement from the NHL commissioner, but for all intents and purposes, the two hub cities are going to be Edmonton and Toronto, and they have finalized their return to play safety protocol. So all the safety guidelines are in line, and they are set up and good to go. We are basically waiting for the money situation to be ironed out and some of the finer details, but that's about it. That should happen, according to reports. It should be no later than like the end of this week that the CBA and those finer details should be ironed out. So it's looking like probably the end of this month, we're going to get some hockey. We're going to get some professional hockey back, which is awesome. The Bruins stand a pretty good chance to go on a deep playoff run this year, and I'm definitely looking forward to that. So hockey looks more than likely they have their stuff together, and they are going to move forward even through all these trying times. They're going to move forward with the season and go for it, which is extremely good news. I can't wait for hockey to come back. That's a huge plus. The NFL also is, I don't know if it's already happened, or I know they're planning to, but they are going to knock those final two preseason games off and basically cut out the entire preseason and give themselves the month of August to kind of reassess the current situation that we're in, and see if they can, if it's going to make a difference, and without the preseason. So it's looking more than likely that we will not have a preseason, and that's kind of contradictory to what they've been saying all along, that they've been kind of full steam ahead and the season's going to move forward with the way it is, and all, they've kind of fed us a bunch of crap, and they've definitely backed down off that stance in the last probably 2 weeks. They cut 2 games out at first, and now they've cut the other 2 out, and we are not going to get a preseason. So they will look at the month of August and reassess, and they're probably going to go from there. But so no NFL preseason, and that's going to be interesting, because a lot of these teams, a lot of these position battles go on during the preseason. So my thoughts on that are, we're probably going to see some sloppy football the first month of play, if the season starts on, if the season starts on time. And that, I mean, with the NFL cutting back the preseason, who says that they're not going to reassess and say, well, maybe we should cut the first 2 games out of the regular season as well? So, there's nothing really stopping them on that front either. So, this is all under the assumption that the season's going to start on time. It's just, I don't know, that's not looking too good for the NFL, that they seem pretty gung-ho at first with just going forward with everything the way it is, and now they've kind of stepped that back. But my thoughts are that we're going to get a pretty sloppy first month of the season if we have no preseason. The MLB news coming out of the MLB is that they've had a pretty good amount of players test positive for this, and that doesn't make the decision making for them any easier. Also, that they're having slowly but surely there's more players that have decided to kind of opt out of the season and say, you know what, that's enough, man. I'm done. I'm not gonna risk it this season. I'll be back next season, and I'll take the financial hit and just go back at it. Go back at it when it's safe, and I'll play again next year. But there's more and more players. That number slowly is increasing, of the number of players that are going to opt out of this season and that have. I believe David Price has opted out now. I think he has said he will not. I'm pretty sure he has said he will not play, so that's a big name. But guys like that have already made their money. They already have a big contract, and it's already guaranteed money. So, a guy of that caliber with a contract like that, and the baseball contracts being guaranteed, they've already made their money. So, for him to opt out, it doesn't really surprise me that if you're a baseball fan, you should be concerned when the mid to low level guys start looking at this and going, yeah, I think I'm going to opt out too. That's when you should be concerned, because those are the guys that really need the paycheck. And when they start saying, yeah, it's kind of not worth it, and they opt out, that's when you should start getting concerned. The guys with the bigger contracts, if they opt out, it doesn't really surprise me. Like I said, because they've already made their money. But I believe there has been 38 positive tests in the MLB. Correct me if I'm wrong on that in the comments, but I believe there's been 38 positive tests. And I'm sure with the test, as the testing continues with them, that number is going to go up as well. I think that's a little concerning, because if that number goes up significantly, some of those mid-level guys will start looking at it and reassessing how they feel about it. And the more guys that opt out, it's going to make the commissioner of that it's going to make Manfred think a little about how he should handle that season. Moving on to the NBA, though, they've kind of gone back, and they've kind of yo-yoed a lot on how they've handled this. They've gone up and down and back and forth with a lot of different decisions. The NBA, as of right now, they seem to be moving forward with the season's going to continue, and with the original plans, they're gonna stick to those and kind of just ride it out. But once again, the testing results for them have come back, and there's been more positive tests going on for them. So that's definitely a concern there. Once again, the more positive tests you get, a lot of these players are going to start looking at it and maybe reassessing how they feel. But hopefully they can come up with a protocol and just do everything they can to keep those players as safe as possible, and we can move forward with the season as planned. But as these leagues are learning, and as we are learning as fans, it's there's definitely a lot of complicated decisions that this thing has really complicated how they look at continuing a season and just moving forward. It's definitely not a straightforward decision. There's a lot of factors involved. There's definitely a lot of money involved if they do play, if they don't play. I think that's a huge factor behind all of this. No matter what the sport, the massive amounts of money that they're going to lose. And I think they have to weigh a lot of that on, the money they're going to lose and the ability to keep players safe. And that's a huge, I think that's the big argument now is can we safely do this and can we, how do we reduce the risk as much as possible? And even if they do that and come up with a good plan and a good, protocol, some of these players are going to continue to say, you know what, I don't think so, not this year. But hopefully as time goes on, the treatments get better and the ability to detect this thing as early as we can gets better, and it gives us the ability to get some professional sports back, because I think now more than ever we need it. Now more than ever the country needs something to look forward to. It needs something to bring people together and something to unite people on a common ground and a common front. And I think sports can do that. And right now, the country needs some positivity. So hopefully we get them back. We get, hopefully these leagues can figure this out, and we can get all the professional sports leagues back up and running. But thanks for watching, guys. For now, I am out of here. I will catch you later on tonight. Butchers Block and Patriots Talk, and I'm gone. Peace.